What's up guys, my name is Ace, and there's a certain basic training skill we have to talk about today. This is Espionage. It's the first basic training skill that you have unlocked by default in this game, and it's got some issues. For those of you guys that don't know, this basic training skill is the one that allows you to damage an enemy, and when you do, they will show up as a dot on the minimap in real time, so you can actually track them on the minimap and see their dot. Sounds like a pretty cool perk. It turns out this also works for your teammates, so you can shoot them, they show up on the minimap for you as well as your teammates. Again, sounds like quite a nice basic training skill. It's kind of comparable to the weapon perk in Infinite Warfare called Sensor. It did pretty much the same thing. The big difference is, Sensor, while it was still a good weapon perk, lasted for 3 seconds, so you could see that enemy dot for 3 seconds after damaging them, and so could your teammates. With Espionage in CoD WW2, this lasts for 10 seconds. The entire enemy team can see your exact positioning on the minimap in real time. This is extremely annoying and extremely powerful as well. Even if you win your gunfight against somebody using Espionage, all they have to do is pop one bullet into you and you're pretty much screwed. You don't have much of a chance. To pile on top of this, there appears to be absolutely no counter whatsoever to this basic training skill. I've tried undercovered as well as just using the mountain division. Neither of those ones work at all to counter this. In addition to this, it's quite difficult to see when you've actually been marked by Espionage. It's not like you get a glow around your character or anything that really lets you know. You have to be very focused on your minimap. You'll notice your triangle on the minimap will turn to a solid triangle when you're showing up for the enemies on their minimap. And this includes when you're firing an unsilenced gun, when the enemies have a recon plane called in and it's currently sweeping you, as well as Espionage. But it's not very obvious. You have to be paying very close attention. And at this point, you pretty much have to be looking towards that minimap after every single time you take damage to make sure you didn't get damaged by somebody with Espionage, and you don't have to worry about the entire enemy team knowing exactly where you are. And the last thing, and probably the worst thing that's currently breaking free-for-all modes, this works in free-for-all for every player in the game. So let's just say your enemy is using Espionage, you win a gunfight against him, but he puts a shot into you. Every other player on the map can see your positioning in real time for 10 seconds. In my opinion, this basic training skill is completely broken at this point. It shouldn't be even close to the same power as this. And the thing is, it's not like it's helping you win those gunfights. It's just an extreme annoyance, and it's uncounterable. I'm not usually one to complain about things, especially when a game first comes out. I usually like to see how things settle down and everything, but at this point, it's pretty clear that this perk needs a little bit of work. At the very least, they should be fixing it for free-for-all, and it would be nice to have a better method of letting you know when somebody with Espionage has marked you and you are currently visible on the minimap. I think it should be a little bit more than your triangle just going solid. Maybe make your triangle glow a little bit on the minimap, or even just have a little indicator pop up near your minimap that has like a little Espionage symbol, something along those lines, just to more clearly show that you are currently visible in real time. Ideally, I'd like them to take this one step further and either cut the time in half so it only lasts for 5 seconds for you and all your teammates, or make it so it's just a personal perk. So if you shoot a guy, he goes behind cover, you can see him in real time for 10 seconds, but your teammates can't. I think either of those would be an acceptable solution at this point. 5 seconds is a little bit more reasonable, or even cut it all the way back to 3 seconds. That's reasonable as well, because I'm thinking back to Infinite Warfare. That Sensor weapon perk was quite nice to have. It was quite powerful. It did lead to a lot of extra kills, especially when your teammates were running that. And that one only lasted for 3 seconds. So you can see just how powerful this Espionage basic training skill is at this point. But, of course, these are all just my opinions. I'd like to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think of this basic training skill, especially now that you know exactly how it works? Do you think it needs to be toned down, or do you think it's just fine as is? If you enjoy the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.